The federal government has restricted flights coming from the United Kingdom, Canada, Saudi Arabia, and Argentina. Now, this is in retaliation against the decision of these countries to include Nigeria among red-listed countries for COVID-19.
Now, the Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, disclosed this in a leaked audio where he revealed that the ban on these nations would be announced today or tomorrow, Tuesday, by the Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19.
The outbreak of COVID-19 has led to various forms of disagreement between the federal government and some nations, particularly in the aviation sector. Now, joining us this morning is Mr. David Lamidi, who is a travel consultant and managing partner of Diamond and Pearls Travel Limited. We also have Ugu Wilson Uche, who is also a travel consultant and CEO of iTour Africa, to share more insight on this. Good morning, gentlemen. Many thanks for joining the program. Now, the travel ban by the United Kingdom, that's the UK, Canada, and other countries, it has triggered a big diplomatic row between Nigeria and some Western nation. Gentlemen, what are your thoughts on this? Let me start with you, Uche.
I'm glad to be here this morning. I would like to start by saying, for the first time, I'm seeing a country that is ready to defend the interest of the citizens. And that is exactly what I'm seeing today. Over a decade now, you see a situation whereby Nigerians are treated like second-class citizens, world citizens. And of course, with the ban coming on board, it also goes a long way to explain that we need to do more. Doing more in the sense that from the way we relate with nations, our diplomatic relationship has to be improved upon. And then if people who are supposed to do what they are supposed to do are not doing it, of course, Nigeria has every right as a sovereign nation to be able to wade in the big stick. I don't see a situation, I don't see the reason why Nigerians are banned from traveling to certain countries, and then you see a situation whereby airlines from those countries are also flying these routes, which is very wrong. So if you truly think that Nigerians ought not to come to your country, of course, nothing stops you from banning anything, especially your airline, coming into Nigeria. But we see where the world, everything about the world today is politics. Even health is actually taken towards, drawn towards politics. So for us, I am very proud. I'm seeing it happen, and I'm very okay in as much as it's going to affect us, affect the travel industry. But all thanks to the Minister of Aviation, who has actually woken up and at least giving what it takes to be able to challenge unnecessary. For me, I use the word unnecessary because at the point where we are now, it hasn't called for severe reaction.
All right. We also have David Lamidi with us. David, you're also in the travel industry. Do you share Uche's sentiment? Nigeria wielding the big stick. Which stick is even bigger, ours or theirs?
Well, I mean, with the situation we have right now, everybody can clearly see that this is now beyond health reasons. Everybody can now see that what we have, it's more of a political issue than an economic or an health issue, rather. So everyone around the world, even Nigerians in diaspora, Nigerians in high places around the world, Nigerians who are calling the shot in international political scene or economic scene, they are now talking about the fact that this is no longer about protecting the health and safety of your country. This is now a political game. You are trying to shut us down. You are trying to do some things that we don't think is perfectly in alignment with what the WHO has spelled out. So basically, everybody is protecting their economy. They are protecting whatever it is that they can protect right now, take some gains and all that. You find a situation where a country said, don't come to my country, but they still send their airlines to your country to come and pick their citizens. I mean, why are you doing that if you don't really want anything to do with us? So basically, I think, yes, I agree with my colleague that this is some political game. This has nothing to do with protecting the health and safety of their citizens anymore.
All right, now David, I'll still like to come back to you because we've heard about the announcement. I mean, talking about the ban, and we know it is to take effect or go into effect either today or tomorrow. Do you think our federal government will stay true to their words, or do you think these are just empty threats? We've heard of similar stories where the government will come and say A, and they might go back and say, well, I think we've had some talks behind cameras, and we might have to change our mind. Is this just empty threats we're hearing from the government, David?
I don't think so. I mean, taking a toll from what Mr. Sirika said, the aviation minister, I didn't even think that anybody would do that for any company, any privately owned company in Nigeria. But I mean, Mr. Adi Sirika and people at the NCAA taking that stand against Emirates, for me, against the UAE government, really, not Emirates, against the UAE government. For me, it deserves a lot of commendation, and I really, for the first time, I'm actually proud to be a Nigerian for my people to say no. If we are offering you this much, you should give us that much as well. Normally, under the BASA agreement, everybody knows that, except you don't have the airlines that can do your own, that can take your own slot, that can take your own frequencies. You have to yield. We don't even have to beg. Once we agree to yours, you have to agree to ours. It's not a question of, okay, please, help us find a way, please. No, there's no such thing. You agree to it immediately. Once we say we want this number of frequencies, as long as you are not asking for more than we have given you, you should yield to it. Normally, that's an agreement. That's an international treaty. Any civilized nation, they know that. So I believe going from there, I believe the federal government will make true on what they have promised.
All right, but Uche, we're talking about commercial flights from the UK, Canada, Saudi Arabia, even Argentina. You are in the travel industry, Uche. Wouldn't this also affect your business? This is the Christmas season. This is the travel season.
Peak period.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why we have to question certain steps taken by these countries, because basically, that at a time like this, our people would want to return home, and then there's a whole lot of money moving back to Nigeria. So for me, it's definitely going to affect the industry, the travel industry. Of course, the number of persons coming in and leaving has dropped drastically. UK is one major destination, especially from people from Nigeria and US as well. But now when we see these things happening, you see a sharp drop. And that's definitely going to affect. But one thing I want us to take home with is the fact that at least for the first time, we are seeing a situation whereby the federal government is standing up to these people. And then as a nation, a sovereign nation, or we don't have to abide by your own rule. Just like me hearing the High Commissioner, British High Commissioner saying that is purely scientific. And I am asking what's scientific about all these things. But you are still allow your airline to fly into Nigeria, because definitely if you say that this country is open to the new variant, then you shouldn't even allow your airline coming, so that you can avoid entirely everything that has to do with Nigeria. So, but then we are seeing something where people play politics. But of course, having affected us, there are times you will need to bear the brunt and then for things to happen. And that is exactly what we are seeing happening. For us in the industry, it's going to affect us definitely. But then this is the price we are going to pay for our nation and our economy to move forward.
Wow.
Thank you.
I mean, David, you just heard that from Uche. Do you share the same sentiment, or do you feel it might have negative impact in the business?
Well, it's already having negative impact. Anybody that's in this industry will know that over the, for the past almost since 2019, well, let me say that since the first quarter of 2020, we've been having this problem with regards to our business. So I don't think it's really for it's nothing new. So what we're trying to do right now is to make sure that we salvage as much as we can salvage. And I like the fact that the aviation ministry has taken the lead in being able to salvage the image of this country. And we just have to, to say to ourselves, okay, it's either we do this now or we do this later. So, and I prefer that we do it now. Now that we have this situation in our hand, let's take advantage of the situation we are in. Let's buy back, whatever is left of our image from all of these people. Yes, as a nation, we're not doing very well, but hey, in places we know we can plug some holes, let's plug it. And let's make sure things work the way they should work.
All right, shared solidarity in the aviation sector in this tit for tat back to the UK, Canada, Saudi Arabia, and these countries on the travel ban. So they will be on Nigeria's red list too. Thank you so much, gentlemen. David Lamidi, travel consultant and also managing partner of Diamond and Pearls Travels Limited. And also to you, Ugu Wilson Uche, travel consultant, CEO, Aito Africa, for coming on Breakfast Central. Your insights have been quite a good one to hear this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.